Welcome Virgo to your month ahead spread for November 2015. This reading is for you if your sun, moon, or rising signs are in the sign of Virgo. So I'm going to go ahead and start shuffling here. I've already, of course, shuffled quite extensively to mix up all the cards. So the purpose of me shuffling here is so that the appropriate cards for you, Virgo, come up to the top of the deck. I'm going to keep shuffling here until I get some sort of sign. Sometimes it's a feeling, I see something, I hear something. All right. So the first card here is how you're feeling heading into this month. So how you're feeling leaving October behind, moving into the month of November. And we have the King of Cups. I feel that October was quite an emotional month for you, Virgo. There were a lot of emotions that came to the surface and really stared you in the face. You needed to make the decision to do something about these emotions. They weren't just going to go away. I feel like these were things that you suppressed, that you didn't really want to admit or look at, and for a long time it was just easier to turn the other way. I think this past month was a month of admitting that these feelings were real and that they were there. And now that you've done that, I think that you have a sense of power moving into this next month. You know that those emotions are there and you recognize that they've been there. And furthermore, you've come to a place of acceptance about that. You're okay with the fact that those emotions are there and that they exist. You kind of understand better some of your habits and some of your negative patterns because of these emotions. You've really learned a lot about yourself and you've become almost a master of your emotions. You understand better now and you're okay. You're willing to move forward with these emotions. You are able to be the king of your emotions, if you will. You feel more stable now. And you're going to bring this knowledge and this learning about yourself forward into the month of November. The next card is your general forecast for the month ahead. So your general forecast, Virgo, for the month of November. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this is going to be a big month of getting yourself grounded again. As we talked about with the first card, October was a little bit turbulent in terms of emotions. And for you, Virgo, emotions are not always the easiest things to process. Virgo is a very analytical sign, and emotions aren't always something that can be analyzed, or they are things that can be analyzed to the death, if you will, overanalyzed. And because of this, and because of the way you've been approaching your emotions and dealing with your emotions and learning from your emotions, it has left you a little bit scattered, if you will. So this month of November is really kind of a month of picking up those pieces, of picking up those scattered pieces and building them back into a stable being, if you will, bringing yourself back to center, to groundedness, to a calm place where you can move forward on your journey. This month isn't going to be a month of action. It's going to be more a pause from your life, if you will. Things are going to be a little slower, but that's okay because you have some healing to do from these emotional turbulence that you've had over the past month. It's going to be a month of getting yourself back to a grounded place. We see this horse, it's not running, they're not moving. The knight here is looking at the pentacles in his hand and he's kind of considering his next move. And I feel like this is what this month is going to be for you, Virgo. Kind of looking things over, looking over the different choices you can make or the different things that have happened to you and really deciding what your next choices are. I think this is a really great month to do any kind of activity that helps you get grounded. So really spending any time outside in nature, getting your hands dirty, gardening, something like that. Anything that really gets you back into your body. Could be physical exercise too. Those sort of activities will help just kind of super amplify the energies that are already present and available for you this month. Card number 3 is your upcoming challenges for this next month. And we have the Knight of Wands. Now, if we just kind of compare these two Knight cards, we can see that the energy is quite different. Here, the Knight of Pentacles is quite stable, unmoving, really looking over and carefully contemplating that Pentacles in his hand. Whereas the Knight of Wands is quite ferocious. The horse is rearing. He's wearing they're moving quite fast. You can see his tunic here is flapping in the wind. He's brandishing the wand in front of him. He's not really looking at it. He's just using it to go in for the attack, and they're riding on. So the challenge is, I think, that this energy is still inside of you. I see this Knight of Wands energy very much connected to kind of this emotional turbulence that you've gone through in the past month. Maybe an overactive mind or overactive emotions or over-identifying with those emotions. There still is some craziness, if you will, inside of you. And it's definitely there if you want to tap into it. I feel like for you, it's more a month of taking this energy and kind of pointing it in a different direction. That's why I kind of talked about you having some sort of activity that helps ground you, whether it's physical exercise, getting out in nature, just something that helps you channel that excess energy, because it definitely is still going to be inside of you. And I think that if you don't point it in a certain direction, if you don't give it a job to do in a sense, it will kind of drive you crazy. It will just kind of continue to bubble up inside of you, and it'll really shake up this kind of healing that you need to do to bring yourself back to a centered and grounded place. So that's going to be your challenge this month, is wanting to be in this grounded energy, but still having sort of this erratic energy inside of you and choosing what to do with it. Card number 4 is your good fortune, blessings, and abundance. So this is all the beautiful stuff coming your way in November 2015. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. I think this is beautiful because in the tarot, the Queen of Pentacles, if you're a female, is the card that would signify an earth sign, or in this case, Virgo, that is an earth sign. I feel like you're really going to get in touch with who you are, with the energy of your sign, of earth signs. I really feel like this is, I know I said it before, but a really great month to get out in nature, to get into Mother Earth and to connect with that healing energy that the earth has for us. I feel like you are going to really engage yourself in activities around the home, activities that promote nurturing of really taking care of yourself and the people in your life and your loved ones, but most of all yourself, definitely in your home, creating a sacred space for yourself that you can do some of this healing work that needs to be done. For you this month, I think this is such a blessing, getting in touch with who you are and getting in touch with your roots, with this earth energy. You've been a little bit out of it lately with this King of Cups and the Wands energy here. This emotional turbulence that we mentioned before, I think that it's just really thrown you for a loop. And you've almost lost your sense of identity. Like you're not really sure who you are anymore. I feel like this is the month that you are going to know who you are. You are going to understand why you needed to question these things about yourself so that you could get a clearer sense of who you are and the things that you want to do in your life and the things that you want to accomplish, and really getting back in touch with your roots, quite literally and figuratively. The last card in the spread is this month's lessons. So I'm a big believer in lessons. I like to include them in all of my tarot spreads. What can you learn from the things you've gone through? What kind of teachings are there in them? So what are your lessons, Virgo, for the month of November 2015? What a beautiful card to end off with, the 10 of Cups. This is your winning card. Everything you've ever wanted coming into your life. We have a celebrating family, a rainbow up ahead, a little kind of farmhouse in the background. I feel like this really is talking about your lessons and talking about how you have the power to create them, that they're there and you can manifest them. I feel like for you, since you've done so much work with your emotions and kind of letting your emotions rule you, but then maybe kind of taking the reins back and ruling your emotions, and finding that place of balance and finding a place of who you are and what sort of messages you want to share with the world and what kind of life you want to live. I think by doing all that analyzing that you've kind of been doing over these past months, you've come to a clearer sense of who you are. And now that you've done that, you can really say to the universe, all right, this is what I want to manifest. And you're going to make these things happen. I think that's what this card is saying, is that you have the power to create your dreams, to make everything you want happen. It's not just an idealism. These things, these visions that you have for yourself, they can be reality and they will be reality. And I think that's the beautiful lesson that's coming to you this month. So this concludes your reading for the month of November 2015. If you're interested in a personalized reading, you can find the link to my Etsy shop in the description below.